This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
All right, everyone. I hope you're all doing brilliant and have a great weekend. Yep, including haters. And hello. Now, Rob McCracken, the head trainer of Anthony Joshua. Now, of course, ever since Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. back on June the 1st at Madison Square Garden, New York, there's a lot of people saying Anthony Joshua should leave Rob McCracken for pastures new and try new things, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's difficult to always know which people saying that maybe Rob McCracken isn't good enough and Anthony Joshua can improve by going to another trainer. Again, other people are saying it just because they like or they think that Rob McCracken is a good coach and Anthony Joshua should go to somebody else in the hope that he ruins his career. Okay, so again, it's always difficult to narrow down as to who's genuine and who isn't, much like this particular case right here with Rob McCracken. Now, there's two statements from Rob McCracken. I'll give you his original statement saying about how he thought Anthony Joshua was concussed, and of course his response to the critics who are jumping on with, well, maybe you should have pulled Anthony Joshua out of the fight. It's dangerous, blah, blah, blah. But again, before we get into those two statements, again, it's difficult to narrow down who's genuinely concerned for Anthony Joshua's health compared to those who are just trying to create some kind of internal conflict between Rob McCracken and Anthony Joshua in the hope that Anthony Joshua doesn't prepare correctly and ends up getting iced by Andy Ruiz Jr. on December 7th in Saudi Arabia. So again, people have their own motives, and for those who hate, people just wake up each and every day with reasons to hate. I don't know why they do it, but they do, okay? And people just have nothing better to do with their sad little lives. It is what it is, okay? Now, as I said, Rob McCracken, he's been around quite some time. He's been with Anthony Joshua through the amateurs and, of course, all the way through his professional career. There was a period where Rob McCracken wasn't too involved with Anthony Joshua when he first turned pro. Of course, we had Tony Sims in the corner for Anthony Joshua for his first couple of fights, but he went back to Rob McCracken as head coach, etc. So nobody really knows Anthony Joshua inside the ring and outside the ring better than Rob McCracken. Okay, now his original statement, which we'll get into right now, is where a lot of people are saying, but if you knew he was concussed, why didn't you put him out, etc. Okay, so this is what he originally said. I know Joshua better than all these experts who virtually don't know him or have met him once or twice. So I knew he was concussed and I'm trying to get him through a few more rounds. One round at a time and see where he's at. He was glazy-eyed from when he got caught with the initial shot in the third round and carried on with that until the end of the 7th. He wasn't responding how he should. I've worked with him for 9 years and I knew he wasn't quite where he needed to be. He was asking me, why was I feeling this way and stuff. So that was his original statement. So, of course, a lot of people saying, well, if you knew he was concussed, why didn't you put him out? But, again, those who say that, had he have pulled him out, what would people have said? People already say that Anthony Joshua, even though he went another 4 rounds where he couldn't take any kind of shots because his punch resistance was, well, off the charts. He couldn't put a shot together himself too much. And he got dropped 4 times in the fight. And it was a referee who didn't pick up the gum shield off the floor to put it back into the mouth of Anthony Joshua. Now, I'm not saying that the referee was wrong for stopping the fight. I'm not saying that at all. But the referee didn't really give Anthony Joshua that chance to continue. That's the fact of it, okay? Because what he should have done was picked up the gum shield, washed it off, put it in the mouth of Anthony Joshua, and then assessed him. That's protocol, okay? But the referee didn't do it. But regardless of all that, people say that he quit, which he didn't quit, did he? He got dropped 4 times and got up 4 times. So had Rob McCracken have pulled him out at the end of round number 3, the AJ detractors would have been, see, he's a quitter, he quit after 1 hard round, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he asked Rob McCracken to pull him out, or Rob McCracken knew that his golden goose was all fragile and pulled him out before any more damage was going to happen, and Andy Ruiz Jr. would have put him to sleep, etc., etc. But at the same time, if Rob McCracken did know he was concussed, should he have pulled him out? Again, that seems to be a bit of the debate. Now, we'll get into his response to those critics, and this is what Rob McCracken had to say. I'm not a doctor, and it may be that concussed is not the right term to have used. The health of all boxers I work with is of paramount importance to me, and I've always used my judgment and experience to do what is right for them. There is no formal concussion protocol where the doctor steps in to assess the boxer, so you have to use your experience as a coach and your knowledge of that person to make a decision on whether you think they can recover. I've had a number of times in my career in professional boxing, where boxers have recovered from a difficult round to go on and win the fight. I've also pulled boxers out of fights because I knew it was not in their best interest to continue. So that is his response. So what he's saying is that he was trying to give Anthony Joshua every chance to maybe pull it back, okay? If it took Joshua a round to recover from it and then round number 5 come out, he may have been all right. Ultimately, that's not what happened, okay? But again, for him to say concussion, as I said, he's not a doctor. And you can't always diagnose a concussion, okay? You do need specialized equipment to diagnose a concussion, okay? You do need to have a brain scan and go through a battery of tests and all these kind of things. You can't do that and assess that within 1 minute of being in the corner. All we know is that Anthony Joshua was saying, why do I feel this way? And what shot was it that hit me? And Rob McCracken was trying to deflect a lot of that and get Anthony Joshua to concentrate on what he should be doing in the next round, not what's just happened. And Anthony Joshua just wasn't responding to that. Is that a sign of concussion? Yes, it can be, but also not. Just that Anthony Joshua is in shock of what happened and whatever else. So again, Rob McCracken, he's not a doctor, okay? He doesn't know. Yes, he's been around fighters quite a lot and he would have seen cases of concussion. But again, do you get an automatic concussion straight away? Again, I ain't a doctor, I don't know. Many people say, yes, you can. Other people say, no, you can't. It takes like a little bit of a period for it to kick in. But all we do know is that Anthony Joshua managed to go 4 more rounds in that condition. That in itself is one hell of an achievement, and that shows how tough Anthony Joshua is. Let's be honest about it. Even if you don't like Anthony Joshua, you can at least admit that part. But anyway, the fact is Rob McCracken right? I mean, if he knew that he was concussed, because if you get concussed, you don't just get concussed for a few minutes and then you're okay. Concussion is going to last for a while, which, as it turned out, it did look like he was concussed. Many of you guys will remember after the fight, the post-fight press conference with Anthony Joshua was delayed for a bit because he was having some tests for concussion. Even Eddie Hearn said this. Anthony Joshua also said this. In addition to the fact Joshua said that his neck and everything was sore before the fight, which again puts a lot of people to speculate that maybe there were some problems before the fight with anxiety and whatever else. Okay, who knows what it was, or maybe nothing, who knows, okay? But the fact is, he went round 3 and went all the way through to round number 7, and Rob McCracken's there. Listen, if Anthony Joshua is in serious trouble, Rob McCracken is going to put him out, okay? But from round number 4, Joshua was holding his own. Round number 5, holding his own. Round number 6, holding his own. But then, of course, he gets hit in the same shot again, and it's all she wrote, isn't it? So, at the end of the day, is Rob McCracken correct for not putting him out? Potentially. Is he wrong for not putting him out? Again, potentially. I said, I don't know. I ain't a doctor. Did Rob McCracken do this because he didn't want his star fighter, Anthony Joshua, on his American debut to get pulled out of the fight, as in the towel thrown in? Maybe. Maybe he thought that Joshua was going to land that one big punch to put Ruiz out. Again, maybe. We don't know. We can speculate all we like. But the fact is, Rob McCracken, he does know Anthony Joshua, okay? He would have seen him in not only in the ring in itself on fight night, but also day after day after day in camp, in sparring. He would have seen Joshua get hurt in sparring, and nobody can tell me or anybody that Anthony Joshua has not ever got hurt in sparring or training or anything like that, okay? Because if he hasn't, then something has gone wrong with the sparring. You're supposed to get your backside handed to you in sparring. That's how you learn, okay? So if he's getting easy sparring, then that's a bit of a worry for me. But listen, ultimately, we're going to have to wait and see how the rematch goes on December the 7th in Saudi Arabia. Joshua seems pretty confident that he knows what it was that cost him the first fight. And in the rematch, he's going to make sure this doesn't happen again. Rob McCracken is obviously also going to be thinking that as well, etc. So ultimately, we're going to have to wait and see. But as of right now, the fact is he didn't put him out, okay? And the fact is Joshua did go another 4 rounds, okay? And the fact is the referee did put a stop to the fight. These are the facts. But whether Rob McCracken should have pulled him out, did he have Anthony Joshua's best interest at heart or not? Listen, you guys can speculate. You guys can say whatever you like. Okay, but of course, put all your thoughts in the comment section. Click the thumbs up to this video. And of course, subscribe. I'll catch you all on the next one.